Hi guys, it's Tuesday, so it's Down and Dirty Woodscraft. Stay with me. Okay guys, today we're going to talk about a way that's going to make your life a little bit easier and explain something that them old time woodsmen did. A lot of times they had favorite hunting camps, fishing camps, or favorite places that they would come back to, and they would create a fire pit. And one of the more common things you saw in these, and you still see them in the north today and the boundary waters and stuff like that, is pre-created fire pits. And they would be rocks, slab of rock on the back of it. And they did this for a purpose. Why they did it was the two front rocks that the firewood is piled on are called fire dogs. They elevate it and get air from underneath it, okay, and keep you off a cold, wet ground. That the coals can fall down there, but you reduce the risk of the wet ground putting up steam and putting out your fire. Next, on the back side of the fire, you're going to see these slabs of rock. I'm going to demonstrate such a lay here in just a minute to you. But what that is that slab of rock acts like a heat reflector, but more correctly, it acts like a baker oven. The heat hits it and heats the surface. By heating this surface, that air wants to rise, and as that rock or whatever warms up, it causes an updraft, which causes the smoke to flow toward it and goes up. Thus, you don't have smoke blowing in your face. You have the smoke being drawn to the updraft. Now, how many times have you seen this where you've built a fire and there's little or no ambient wind going on, and you've got nothing but, straight up column of smoke, and you sit down next to the fire and the smoke's coming toward you. So you move over here and the smoke's coming toward you. That's because you're radiating heat. You're making an updraft. And so that dead still smoke is curving to you and coming up. It's going to go to any updraft, and you produce an updraft. So, how to avoid this? Put a big piece of firewood or so on the back side, let it heat up, and let the heat go up. And then suddenly, it make it closer to the fire than you are, and suddenly the smoke's going that way and you're not eating smoke. Now let me show you my little fire lay that I do at my little local wood lot. Is a place to go out like I do to heat up some chocolate or something like that. Here's what it looks like. What I have here is I'm going to use old broken blocks because they're handy and available, and I don't have a lot of free stone laying around in my neck of the woods. But I put them on a angle onto the ground. They're not vertical straight up. They're actually angling away at about like 10 or 12 degrees, 10 or 15 degrees. That allows the updraft and not a direct. It also reflects up and back the heat instead of just straight. As this warms in the updraft, it'll work the same. Down here are two broken blocks. They're going to act like fire dogs for me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put across these fire dogs a couple of sticks. The object of this game is to create a platform for my fire to be built upon that allows plenty of updraft of air up from below. It don't take many to do this. Just like that. Nice, open and loose. And then on top of it, I'm going to take my really dry stuff. I'm going to put that loosely over it. Just like that. I'm going to take my finest stuff that I've got. I'm going to snap it up even finer. Like this. I'm going to process that down real good. Crushing it up, mixing it up, and that's going to go right here in the center. That way when I hit it with the fire, it's got plenty of small things to catch. Now I'm going to build my fire around this so that the heat reflector will begin. So I'm now going to gather up all my small kindling to go with this. Okay, now that I've got my two fire dogs set up, made a little loose platform and put my small fine tinder up here for a tinder bundle on top. Now I'm going to light it. Now what I've done is I've taken my knife And I have split off of this hunk of fat lighter a nice long sliver like that. And I'm going to sit there and feather it up just a little bit right there on the end. Not much, but just enough to make a few easy to catch sparks on that. Just like that. Now, when I hit it with my lighter, it'll catch and I'll have a bigger burning torch. Just like that. Little at a time. Okay, now guys, I've got this going. See how I progressed it and I've leaned it over toward my back heat reflector? So now, as you can see, by angling it like that, I can prop my wood up and I'm heating that block. I'm heating my rear reflector. Now I have, probably a 1 or 2 mile an hour wind coming from the left, going to the right, directly across the top of that block. But if you'll notice, let me get down here and get real still so you can see it. Notice how the smoke is being drawn up the block and then over. Okay, that is because that heating effect is causing the smoke to be drawn up and transferred. The heat needs to be transferred that way. So the updraft coming off that block, acting like a wing on a plane or something, is actually drafting the smoke against the wind and away from me. So, to make your life a little bit easier, put 2 fire dogs down, and then if you have smoke just keeps coming in your face, put a heat reflector on the back. That will suck the smoke up and away from you. Those little tricks that make your life so much easier. Well, today is Christmas Day, so I would like to wish all of my followers, no matter where they are, a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope that the coming year finds joy and happiness for you. Till next time, I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.